Welcome to the Bobcat Hockey Coaches Show, right here on the home of the Bismarck Bobcats, Super Talk 1270. Join us this and every Wednesday live from the Tap In Tavern on Memorial Highway in Bismarck as the voice of the Bobcats, Paul Teeple, gives you an inside look at the world of Bobcat hockey with head coach and general manager Lane Sedevy. Let's send it out to the Tap In Tavern with Paul Teeple and Lane Sedevy on Super Talk 1270.
Hello and welcome to the Bobcat Hockey Coaches Show here on Wednesday, live from the Tap In Tavern on Memorial Highway in Bismarck. Glad to have you along. My name is Paul Teeple, the voice of the Bobcats. Here to take you until the hour of 6 p.m. Joined alongside Bobcats head coach and general manager Lane Sedevy, as it's been a busy week already here in the world of the Bobcats. So let's take you through all of the week that just happened not too long ago, and it started on Friday night. The Bobcats hosting the Brookings Blizzard, a big special teams game for the Bobcats, and it started late in the first period. Oscar Zbotna on an up-ice rush with Cullen Willox, fired 5-hole, beat Justin Kettela, and the Bobcats had a 1-0 lead. Matt Perry tacks on a power play goal in the second, and Cole Soto's first of the year gives the Bobcats a 3-0 lead. On the other side, Alex Pitsakis making 23 saves on 23 shots, picking up the second shutout of the year, and the Bobcats win by a score of 3-0. The next night, the Bobcats came out and once again had a balanced attack as they took down the Blizzard. Cullen Willox scoring early in the first period in Brookings. Oscar Zbotna getting his second goal of the weekend in fourth in 3 games. Late in the middle frame on a breakaway set up by Logan Rivard. Jake Tom Koyak added his first career goal early in the third period. Beaumachon with a power play strike for the Blizzard. Got the home side back in the game, but Evan Giesler's empty net goal, an own goal actually, that was scored by Brookings, gave the game a 4-1 margin. The Bobcats have won 3 in a row. Last night, the Bobcats came back home for a Veterans Day tilt against the Blizzard. Things started out well enough for the Cats. Matt Perry scored late in the first period on the power play. Jake Tom Koyak followed that up 5.5 minutes into the second. But then Brookings got 3 straight goals from Odd, Frischman, and Schmidt to take a 3-2 lead. Evan Giesler gets a power play goal, the Bobcats' second power play goal of the night, and third power play goal of the 5 days set against the Blizzard. But Joe Nathy got the game-winning goal with 3.5 minutes left as his shot from the point was blocked by Oscar Zbotna, but Zbotna didn't get enough of the block to keep it from going under the crossbar past Hunter Shepard, and Brookings picked up the 4-3 win. The extended 5-game series over. The Bobcats take 3 out of 5 games from the Blizzard, but with the last one being such a disappointment, the Bobcats certainly looking with a lot of motivation toward this weekend as they take on the Aberdeen Wings at home. With that all said, we welcome in Bobcats head coach and general manager Lane Sedevy. And Lane, your team picks up 4 big points on over the last 3 games. Is it hard to see that, considering the way that last night's game ended?
Well, I think it's a little bit tough. I mean, I think there's 2 games in that series. Obviously, both of them that we lost. I mean, 29 seconds left away from getting a point, and 3 minutes and change last night. From getting a point, or who knows, maybe 2. You never know. But it was a little bittersweet last night. I mean, we did a great job, I thought. At times, we put up 42 shots. Could only find the net 3 times, but I thought we had a lot of chances. I mean, I thought early on it could have been a lot more than 1-0.
Absolutely. Eric Hancock playing big in net. And the big takeaway I look at over the last 3 games, over the last 5 games really, is that not only did the power play start to put itself on the map, scoring 4 power play goals in 5 power play goals in 5 games against the Blizzard, but being able to shut down Brookings, really only 1 power play goal of any true consequence in 5 games amount was the one that Mashad scored on Saturday night, the Glinky power play goal in garbage time in a game that was at that point 6-2 with less than 5 minutes to go. What do you take away with the special teams?
Well, I think, you look at Glinky's goal, it's a good shot, and like you said, it was a 6-2 hockey game, but, we'd like to have somebody block that or get in front of that, but, their power play goal on Saturday night was one of the nicest goals I've seen in junior hockey.
Unbelievable effort by Mashad.
Yeah, credit goes to him. I mean, that was I thought we did a good job executing. Just can't let him walk through. But hey, he beat us. I mean, that's part of the game. And in zone, I thought we did a pretty good job. I thought we blocked some shots. I thought we did what we needed to in order for us to give us a chance to win. On the flip side, I think our power play is getting a lot better. Our personnel's changed, and I think some of our guys are getting some good confidence on those units.
Absolutely. Last night, both power play units ended up getting a goal. Putting in Tanner Salisbury out there with Johnny Witzke, had that top unit, along with the insertion of Oscar Zbotna, a different look, and it seemed like everything was coming along like they'd been playing together for 6-7 games.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they did a good job, and it's something that I think it's nice to have two units who can go out there and get a big goal for us. I don't think it's I think we have enough talent to load two units, not just one unit. So I think that helps us. I don't think it as you can see, I'll put out our so-called second unit and to start a power play or whatever maybe. I mean, I have confidence in both units. I mean, I think Coach Roth has a second unit, and he's doing a nice job with them. And both units have scored big goals for us when we needed them to.
And second unit, you can go ahead and throw air quotes around it because you look at J.M. Petrowski, Matt Perry, Harrison Aid, Alex Strand out there, along with Joe Tyron. Over half of those guys started the year on the top unit and would be a top unit guy on almost any other team in this league.
Yeah, I think that's why, I think we do have enough depth to have two successful units. I think if you go into, I don't know, maybe the 5-game set previous to this, our power play hasn't, it's not where it needed to be, that's for sure. I think we were around 13%, 13.5%, but, I think it's moving in the right direction, and I think when both units are a threat, that percentage can only go up.
And you mentioned the power play percentage, and even as recently as last weekend, under 15% now, all the way up to 16.4% after going 2 for 5 last night. And that's an upward trend that sometimes, we've watched teams that have had firm playoff positioning struggling enough on the power play that they didn't start getting those upward ticks until January, February, April.
Well, look at the second place team in our division. Besides the Brandon Moline era, I don't know if their power play's been over 10%, and they win a lot of hockey games. So it's something that obviously we want to get up to 20%. We want our penalty kill to be obviously around that 90 mark. I think we're moving in the right direction with our special teams right now.
And things looking sharp there. And of course, this week, sweeping the weekly awards between Alex Vitakis, who just continues to be just rock solid in net. He's the first star. Ho-hum. Just another weekend in the office for Vitakis. And the red-hot play of Oscar Zbotna lately, who extended his point streak last night to 4 games. 7 points in the last 4 games for the Latvian rookie. You got some guys playing some pretty good hockey right now.
Yeah, and that's obviously Bitsy's been I don't know, since day one. He's been our backstop back there. I mean, he's a very good goaltender. We're very thankful to have him. Obviously, with Shep as our 1-2 there. I think we have a good combination in the net, and I think the nice part about it is Shep can learn from Alex. I think he brings a lot of junior experience, playing 40 games last year in junior hockey, and he's I do think he's one of the best, if not the best goaltender in this league. And obviously Oscar's, I mean, that's, you know, a bright spot for us. I mean, he's a great find. You know, and you know, he's playing on our, I would say, our top line right now. And the nice part about it is he's a big man, obviously 6'5", 6'6", and he can skate. That's always the knock on a big guy, is that he can't get up and down the ice. But you know, you see him with the puck, you know, without the puck, he does a great job of moving his feet, and that's not always an easy thing for a big guy. So you know, I think he's finally starting to get rewarded for you know, his hard work.
And, you know, Bot, it's such a funny thing that he wasn't in that lineup on opening night. He was a bubble guy coming into the season, and Jimmy Peluso says to me after that Springfield game, the second game, the 6-1 win, he said, you know, Botna had to fight his way in the lineup, and he may not ever give that spot back. And so far, aside from the 2-game suspension from the hit behind in Austin, he has it, and it doesn't look like he's gonna.
No, I think that's, you know, like I said, it's a great, you know, he's an open camp, you know, a main camp guy, and you know, I'm just glad we hung on to him. You know, it's so funny how you go through your camp process, and you know, you see a guy in Minneapolis, and you see a guy in Colorado, and then you see a guy in our main camp, and how that translates. I tell you what, if you had the crystal ball, how those camp atmospheres translate into what our regular season, you know, is like. I mean, that's the magic. The magic recipe is finding those guys that you know, not only play well in our camps, but you know, having that knowledge to know that they're going to be a good North American Hockey League player. I think that's, you know, a lot of the struggles that coaches have is, you know, a kid might have a really good open camp and come in and, you know, just may never find it during the regular season. And obviously Oscar's, he's a bright spot for us.
Oh yeah, and it's the main camp can be such guys can grab that opportunity, and sometimes they can fool you a little bit too. It's so funny to think back to that main camp 2 years ago, or maybe it was 3 years ago now, we're getting old, aren't we, where Patrick Moore and Shane Omdahl came in as two of the guys that were at the top of your radar, didn't do much in main camp, and you were wondering if they were going to even make the opening day roster, and then they both went out and ended up being 35, 40-point guys.
Yeah, two of our best rookies in my time. Well, how about Aaron Nelson letting in, you know, I don't know, 20 goals last year at main camp. And, you know, he's one of the best goalies in the league. So it's just sometimes, you know, it's so funny because, you know, you take two good examples that you have there. In day one, when we started scrimmaging, when we had guys report, it's funny how guys get a little comfortable, and Patrick Moore and Shane Omdahl, all of a sudden, you know, us three coaches are going, wow, where was this at?
Is that Omdahl?
Right.
Are you sure?
and I mean, you know, I think respectively 42 and maybe 45 or 48 points as rookies. That's dang good.
Absolutely. And, you know, Mensch called his name a second ago as it relates to the first power play, but reacquiring Tanner Salisbury, 46-game guy last year for you on the blue line, and nearly a point per game in the playoffs last year on the blue line, getting him in the trade with the Bloomington Thunder of the USHL, suited up for the first time on Saturday. How great is it to have Big Red back on the blue line?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big addition for us. I mean, he really solidifies our D-core back there. I mean, we're very young. It's nice to have that veteran leadership. It's nice to have that guy that you know, I mean, when you look at it, obviously, you know, Wally and Gurm stepped in there too. But Tanner Salisbury, when we lost, obviously, Nate Rapinski, you know, because that's a big loss. Defenseman of the year. I mean, 50 points in the North American Hockey League as a defenseman is unreal. But he stepped in, and you know, he was, like you said, a point-a-game guy. He quarterbacked our power play and just did you know, a fantastic job for us. And that's, you know, that's part of the reason why he you know, started the year in Bloomington.
Absolutely. As we get set to head to the break, we want to let you know that coming up next, we'll be talking to Cole Soto and Oscar Zbotna. They've each got 4-game point streaks going on right now. But before we let you go, Lane, it's a Friday off. I can't remember the last time this team had a Friday off. You have any special plans? You go see a movie? You're going to just get some sleep, maybe?
I don't know. I might go try and shoot a rooster. My brother's in town tomorrow night, so probably. It's going to be weird though. It always feels weird when we don't play.
It's so strange.
And honestly, it felt weird when we played last night. But you know, that's junior hockey.
It is. Lane's got the next segment off. We will be bringing in Cole Soto and Oscar Zbotna on the other side of this commercial break. You are tuned in to the Bobcat Hockey Coaches Show live from the Tap In Tavern on Memorial Highway in Bismarck on Super Talk 1270. Welcome back to the Bobcat Hockey Coaches Show on Super Talk 1270. Paul Teeple here with you live from the Tap In Tavern on Memorial Highway in Bismarck, taking to the hour of 6 p.m. here on a snowy Wednesday in the state capitol. We turn things over to the players now, as we always do in our second segment. And joining us now is rookie defenseman out of Los Angeles, California, Cole Soto. Cole, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad at all. You know, you're an LA guy. You played for the Junior Kings last year. Now you come up to Bismarck. How much of a culture shock is it that you look out the window right now and you see the snow falling out here in the capital?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's not really going to be like that. I'm still using the AC at home right now.
I can about imagine. Now on the actual ice, how have you made the transition from the midget major level with the Junior Kings up to the juniors, and how much has it helped having played a longer season last year with the Kings than maybe a high school player would have?
I felt like playing in the Tier 1 league, especially having those more games, and getting ready for the grind of the season, it helped out a lot. Just coming into juniors, I was just, trying to focus on, I knew there was going to be a bit of a change in pace of the game, and just really trying to focus on, just the fundamentals, and it's been working out pretty well.
How much has it helped being able to go through that process with a teammate from last year, in Jared Pike?
Oh, yeah, that's it's huge, coming in to have, someone already there that and a good buddy with, it's helped out a lot.
Now, out there on the ice, it seems like you're kind of getting into the groove now with the junior game. What is something that you've worked hard on to bring your game up to the NAHL level as a rookie?
I would say definitely using, working on my D-zone breakouts would be the biggest thing, just working on the first pass and, the speed of the guys coming at you and trying to find outlets quicker.
Now, over the last games, you've put up 4 points in those last 4 games, with the 6 points on the year total now. How nice was it to get that first goal, and is that starting to make you feel more and more confident each time you get out there?
Well, yeah, I was definitely, really, really happy to get that first one in there. As playing as a defenseman, I don't really, worry about points too much, but it comes when you're working hard, and good things happen when you work hard.
It must have been a strange feeling because you probably thought you had your first goal of the game, day 3 of the season against Janesville, and then it ended up being a tip-in from at the front of the net. So you felt like you already had your first goal. Was it kind of weird thinking, okay, now I have my first goal?
Well, yeah, no. When I shot it when we were playing Janesville in the Minnesota tournament, I shot it and I didn't know if it hit anywhere or not because there were so many people in front of the net. And I thought it went in, but then they got back to the bench and, oh, no, Rivard tipped it. So I was like, oh, okay, it was Rivard's goal. But the other night when we played Brookings and it went straight in, I was kind of like, oh, wow, that was actually my first goal there.
Well, it was a nice one, and we are happy for you on that one. Certainly congratulations to you. Now, this weekend, it certainly doesn't get any easier. You have Aberdeen coming to town. One of the best defensive teams in the league right now. But you guys have seen them twice. What do you know about the Wings, and what's important for the blue line to focus on this weekend?
I feel like us, the defensemen, need to push up into the zone and hold the blue line and keep our forecheck going. I feel like that's been a huge part of our winning the past couple games that we've had.
And finally, it's weird. I'm not even sure what to do. It's a night off on Friday. What's the plan for the players? Are you guys going to do a team event? Are you just going to get their rest? What's going on the off night on Friday?
Oh. Yeah, no, I have no idea. Personally, myself, I'll probably try and get as much rest as I can, especially with this long season. So I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, Cole, we thank you very much for stopping by and sharing a little time, and good luck as the rookie season continues here with the Bobcats.
Thank you.
All right, that's defenseman Cole Soto. We'll be talking in just a second to Oscar Spot. Now, we want to remind you, Bobcats are home against Aberdeen. It is the first trip to the VFW Sports Center for the Wings. Round 3 of the Titan Machinery Dakota Cup. Bobcats lead that series 4 points to 0 through 2 games, both down at the Dean Dome in northeast South Dakota. Buy and print your tickets right now online at BismarckBobcats.com or charge by phone at 222-3300 during normal business hours, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. As we now say hello to Bobcats forward, native of Riga, Latvia, Oskars Botna. Oskars, hello.
Hey. Hello.
Hey, good to talk to you, and congratulations on being second star of the week. Things are going well out there for you right now.
Yeah, thank you. I actually quite happy also for that, but I just do my best to help my team to succeed. So, I just want the team to win, and that's all.
Well, it's certainly working out well right now, and we're talking to Coach Sedevi at the top of the show, and you've been able to work your way not only into the lineup, but all the way to the first line here with this team. What's it been like for you to see your hard work rewarded as a rookie?
Well, it's really good to be in the first line, and it's really good. It's really nice to play with Willox and Perry. They are nice guys and really good players. So it's really easy play with them together. So I think that's also the best thing why I got so many points.
Well, you're making it look easy right now. 4 points in 7 games, and it's not just been 5-on-5. It's been even picking up a shorthanded goal out there. That had to be fun to get out there and get that shorty on Friday.
Well, I think I need to say thanks to Willox on that goal because he did all the job. I just need to shoot the puck and score. That's all.
Now, you are a long way from home, almost on the other side of the planet from Riga. What's it been like, and is this your first time living so far from home?
Well, actually, it wasn't that hard because, I played before in Russia, and I was a long time ago from my home, so it wasn't that hard, and my Vila family helps me a lot with a lot of things, and also my teammates, so it's not that hard.
Now, you're from Latvia, and Latvia is really starting to really show up well on the international scene lately. Well, what's it been like to be a part of your country becoming a bigger and bigger player on the international hockey scene?
Well, it's always nice to be in also in national teams. So it's I always like to play for my country. It's the best feeling, and and hockey in Latvia is really popular in the last few years. So.
Well, what was it like for you watching that game against Canada at the Olympics, where Kristus Godlewskis nearly stole that game for your countrymen? Was that just a night, just so nervous? Because I was nervous watching it, and I didn't really have a rooting interest.
That was an amazing game, an amazing game for Godlewskis. Yeah, that was actually, I think, the best Olympic Games for Latvia, and yeah, all the fans in Latvia, all the people were really surprised for so good Olympic Games for Latvia, and yeah.
Now, Aberdeen comes to town after you guys get a nice Friday off. Aberdeen in the barn for the first time this year. You guys have seen them twice down at their place. What's something that you're going to be trying to do as a forward this weekend against the Wings?
I will do my best, like how I do all the time. So I just want to help my team to get those 2 points again, and hope we make some. We get more game winning. We will win more games. So.
Well, Oscars, we certainly look forward to that. We thank you for stopping by and sharing some time. Congrats on second star of the weekend. Keep up the good work, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that is Oscar Zbotna, rookie forward from Riga, Latvia. We thank him and Cole Soto for stopping by and sharing a little time here on the Bobcat Hockey Coaches Show. We'll step away for a short commercial break. More when we return from the Tap-In Tavern, Memorial Highway in Bismarck on Super Talk 1270. Welcome back to the Bobcat Hockey Coaches Show. Paul Teeple here with you. Rejoined next segment by Bobcats head coach and general manager Lane Sedevy. Joined now by Bobcats assistant coach and all-time leading scorer as a player, Garrett Roth. Garrett, how's it going?
It's going real good. How about you, Paul?
Not too bad at all, as the weird week is already underway, but half done. Very strange with a Friday off here in the middle of November, and it has nothing to do with Thanksgiving or anything like that. And for you, the weekend isn't so much focusing on your old team, the Aberdeen Wings, who you're assistant coach for in their first 2 years as a team, 2010, 2011, and 2011, 2012. It's a scouting weekend, as you and I like to talk about kind of the game within the game. Scouting, which you kind of coordinate for the Bobcats. And when I say kind of, I mean you coordinate it for the Bobcats. And that means that you're the man on the spot. You're heading down to Peyton Manning's favorite city in Nebraska to do a little scouting this week. What's going on down in Omaha?
There's an event, NAPHL event that that's part of our league AAA program. So we're going out there to watch a few players that we have high on our radar, and hopefully we can find a couple guys under the radar that can play Bobcat hockey.
And, you know, the NAPHL has certainly been turning out prospects not just into the NAHL, but into the D1 college ranks as well. I believe Jared Turcotte is the guy that the Bobcats got plucked out of the NAPHL coming up to the NAHL level. What kind of guys have been coming through this program from the NAP?
Well, we were able to sign this past year Jared Turcotte, who, you know, a lot of fans here that have come to our games haven't been able to get a good look at, but
yes.
he's a heck of a hockey player. He's young, 97. When he's been in the lineup, he's had a lot of success, and he's
been a difference maker.
Definitely, and he's been recovering from an injury, and hopefully we'll have him the early part of December for the rest of the season. And like you mentioned, Nick Wallace, and last year we had Brendan Harris that we ended up moving midway through the season. But this is a time where we're looking to try to find some guys that can definitely come in and make an impact for us next season.
And you and I have talked about this, and Lane and I have talked about it as well. When the league expanded aggressively right around the turn of the decade, a lot of people have said, well, that's just going to make the product weaker. There's not going to be enough 20-year-olds to go around. But instead, the coaches and the scouts went younger, and they became not so much more creative, but better at scouting and finding these young players. You can see teams like what we have now with the Bobcats, with these young guys, and the proliferation of the NAPHL is a nice kind of buffer to that, or complement to that, if you will, with the way that they're starting to produce younger guys that are ready to move up to this level.
Well, our league has definitely, over the last 4 years, turned in direction as far as the style of hockey. I know in the NHL, there's more and more college hockey players, playing at that level. And so the biggest thing for our league is development. And, it's weeded out some of the 20-year-olds because, obviously, with the rule changing, with the fighting and that, there isn't as big of a need for guys that, can perform those roles, since, that part of the game is starting to get moved out of our league. And so a lot of teams have started to go younger, and if you can find some young guys that, have kind of already grown into their bodies per se, and can compete against some older players, you can find some guys that can come in and not only able to develop and get moved on to Division I programs and college level, but you can find some players that, can definitely, by mid-season, toward the end of the season, really make an impact in our league.
And it's interesting you mention the fact that fighting is really starting to decline at this level. Right now in the NAHL, here as we are in the middle of November, 20 fights on the entire year through all 24 teams who've all played right about 20 games right now. So if you want to do math, I'm not that great at it, but it's about 400 games, 20 fights. Last year there were 40 fights in September. With the massive decline in fighting in the league, how does that impact your scouting? Does that make it easier to get high-talent 16, 17-year-olds that might not have thought about this league 4 or 5 years ago?
I think so, and, I saw a stat today. I was watching NHL tonight. There's only, up to this point in the NHL season, 20% of the fights that were there, 5 years ago. And so even at the highest level, fighting's starting to get weeded out of the game. And obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, but today Connor McDavid broke his finger in a fight this past weekend, who's one of the highest-ranked prospects, who should be getting drafted in the first 3 spots in the
Next
NHL
Sidney Crosby, people are saying.
Yeah, he broke his finger, so he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. And when you have situations like that occur, with the safety the way USA Hockey is and junior levels are starting to go, they're definitely trying to, take that out of the game, because they don't want to see guys getting injured, because it is a developmental league, and we are trying to promote and move players on to the next level. And, at the collegiate level, there's no fighting anyway. So for them to come to the junior ranks where they've never fought before, have a play season or 2, and then go to college where they can't fight, it just doesn't quite make as much sense.
Absolutely, and I gotta imagine that the rule change this year, they've kind of made little tweaks here and there over the last 3 or 4 years, but attaching that 10-minute misconduct, where after 3 10-minute misconducts you get suspended for a game, and then every 10-minute misconduct after that is another game suspension, that's been a nuclear deterrent as far as fighting has gone in the North American League this year.
It is, and when players are wearing half shields or cages, you have a bigger influx of younger players under 18 that aren't allowed to wear the visors. And with the rules change where now you can't take your helmet off, the last thing you want to see is 2 guys square off with their visors and helmets on and have a guy break their hand on a helmet. And so I don't think fighting really is part of the game that is going to continue to grow. I think we're seeing the days of 2-3 fights a game, completely in our rearview mirror. But obviously there are going to be issues and times where 2 guys are going to be in the heat of battle and end up dropping the mitts. And the biggest thing for a coaching staff is you just hope those kids don't get hurt, because you'd rather have them have their helmet on and not hit their head on the ice, but also in the same token, they land a punch square to the helmet, usually you're going to end up breaking something in your hand.
Oh, and I think you just made a lot of Bobcat fans sick who remember that Frankie DeAugustine fight right before Christmas of 2011 that ended up sidelining one of the real talents of that record-setting team for over a month. And a lot of fans, and myself included, had their opinion of fighting turned on that. Garrett, we thank you for stopping by. Have a safe trip down to Omaha. Maybe it'll be a little warmer down there. And thanks for giving us a little scouting insight tonight.
Thank you, Paul. You have a good afternoon.
All right, thank you. We want to give a quick alumni update before we head out to commercial break here. Great weekend for Bobcat alums. More games under the belt for Tony Turgeon at the AHL level, while at the collegiate ranks, the Bobcats really doing well. Goaltender Ryan Massa picked up another win for University of Nebraska-Omaha when they beat Ohio State 4-1. Tommy Burke led Bowling Green to their first sweep in Fairbanks of UAF, since the mid-'90s, and for that, he was the Defensive Player of the Week in the WCHA because of his 62 saves on 66 shots. Meanwhile, getting points at the D1 level, Matt Polkamp got a couple of goals. He's second on Bowling Green in points with 9. John Vergelli, who played a couple of years on the Bobcat Blue Line under Lane Sedevy, got his first collegiate point for New Hampshire on Saturday as they crashed Michigan State 5-2. Meanwhile, Sam Rendell got a goal and assist. Casson Sommer got an assist for Holy Cross. D3, lots of great stuff from the Bobcats. Frankie DiAugustine, we just mentioned, 2 goals and an assist for UMass Boston, the number 15 team at D3. Roy Vessel, 2 goals for Augsburg. Corey Chapman, 2 assists for Augsburg. Meanwhile, Sam Coburn for Concordia of Minnesota, 2 assists. Adam Nakamoose, a game-winning goal for Wisconsin Eau Claire. Patrick Coyne, a goal for Lawrence. Charlie Oss, an assist for Concordia. Don Oliveri, Nazareth, got an assist. He's got 4 points on the year. Nate Flynn from last year's Bobcats team picked up an assist for Augsburg. Sam Doherty at St. Norbert had an assist, as did Mike Fazio for Wisconsin River Falls. That's 15 Bobcats with a point or more at the D1 or D3 levels this weekend. We'll step away for a short commercial break. When we return, Lane Sedevy back on set for the Puckfoot Chevrolet 3 Keys to the Weekend. Bobcats and Wings on Saturday. Wrap up with the Coach's Show after this on Super Talk 1270.
Welcome back to the Bobcat Hockey Coaches Show on Super Talk 1270. Let's get back out to the Tap-In Tavern with the voice of the Bobcats, Paul Teeple.
Welcome back to the Bobcat Hockey Coaches Show on Super Talk 1270. Paul Teeple here with you, rejoined by Bobcats head coach and general manager Lane Sedevy as we take a look at the weekend upcoming with the Pucklet Chevrolet 3 Keys to the Weekend, brought to you by Pucklet Chevrolet. Over 1,000 people a day switch to Chevy, and Pucklet is the preferred Chevrolet dealer of Bobcat Hockey. Pucklet Chevrolet, where respect comes standard. Find new roads. As we look ahead, it's one game for the Bobcats Saturday night, 7:15 against the Aberdeen Wings. Buy and print your tickets online right now at BismarckBobcats.com. Lane, what do we got for key number 1 with the Wings coming to the VFW for the first time this year?
Well, I think the big thing is, we need to execute our game plan. I feel like when we've done that over the past 5 games since we really changed things. Obviously, you see anytime you can put up 40 shots a night on any given night, you're going to win a lot of hockey games as long as you can take care of your own end. And I felt like we did a good job last night. We had 42 shots, but we got away from stuff that worked. We started forcing pucks towards the middle of the ice in the third period, and obviously it created transition, ended up in the back of our net for Brookings. So we need to execute our forecheck. We need to take care of pucks, and that's something that's kind of been a thorn in our side. As a young hockey team, we get away from what works at certain times, and obviously certain times that are key moments in hockey games. And like I told our guys last night, we need to really start bearing down and learning from our mistakes.
And with that game plan, the team that the game plan has kind of been honed against, a more traditional kind of hockey team with a balanced kind of look in Brookings. How does it change when you go up against the defense-crazed Wings?
Well, I think it's, we've had some success against Aberdeen, obviously, twice in their building. I don't think, necessarily we want to change anything. We want to, keep working on what we're doing. Like we had touched on a couple times on a post-game show that, it was a good night in the North American Hockey League or the Central Division. We obviously got our 2 points and other teams didn't, but, that really doesn't matter. We need to obviously, look at what we want to cue in on as far as the Aberdeen Wings. But we want to keep progressing and working on the system that we've put in front of our guys and make sure that we're executing what we're trying to do, every time we touch the ice.
And it seems like adjusting to the other team's game plan is more of a February, March, April thing, as opposed to trying to get your own systems done in September, October, November.
Well, I think it's always something that you got to look at to, I think anytime a team comes in 27% on a power play, such as Brookings, or what they do on their PK, those are things that you need to address and show your guys on film. How we can break pressure, where they pressure on a PK, how we can be successful. You want to give your guys in that locker room, the best preparation to be successful. But I like the philosophy. Obviously, 5-on-5. I want them to make changes. I want us to execute what we're running, and I want us to dictate that. Obviously, time of possession, the flow of the game, and it's always you hear it in football every I don't know, it seems like every week right now. It's you want to have the football so you don't let their team have their offense on the field, and I think that's the same with hockey. I think when we have the puck and we manage the puck well, you've seen it over the last 5 games. We're a good hockey team.
Now let's move on to key number 2 for Bobcats and Wings Saturday night at the VFW.
Well, I think it's special teams. I think it's we touched on it at the first segment of the show. I think our penalty kill's close. We're getting in quite a few personnel, which is nice. We're not just stuck on the same personnel. I think is I think obviously calling numbers up front. At certain times you're gonna put maybe a guy or two out there that maybe just came off the ice, or you need a big kill or something like that. But when you can run 7-8 guys up front that you feel comfortable in, I think that's a big thing. Obviously, when you can come back with a line combination, that definitely helps up front as far as our penalty kill. And then I thought both units were really good. We changed our power play units, obviously, with the addition of Tanner Salisbury on Saturday night. We changed it on Monday, and I thought last night our power play looked really good for working on it for basically probably a half hour in 2 days. So it's something that we're going to keep working on here in the next couple of days, and make sure that we're ready to go. We got 2 big goals last night, in key moments of the game, and that's something that we're going to have to do on Saturday night to win a hockey game as well.
And the power play is so important for Aberdeen right now. They don't score a ton of goals. They are the lowest scoring team in the Central Division right now with just 44 goals. And 12 of those goals, almost 25% of that offense, actually over 25% of that offense, comes from the power play because they're able to put their high-end talent out there and let them focus on offense when most of the rest of the game plan revolves around defense. I imagine that's why the PK is so big to try and cut off basically an arm of their offense.
Yeah, I think it's any time you can come out of the weekend and be a positive on special teams. It's something that that we're looking for. And obviously, I think Brookings is it's probably more than Aberdeen. Scoring on the power play with what their percentage
over almost a third of their offense has come from the power play before last night. 16 of their 45 goals before last night were power play goals.
Yeah, so I think Aberdeen's a little bit similar. And I think we need to obviously do a good job on our PK, but we also need to execute on our power play. And like I said, any time you can be positive on special teams, you're going to do you're going to put yourself in the win column more times than not.
And that power play looking so sharp. We talked about at the top of the show. What's one thing you'd like them to dial in for Saturday night?
For a power play?
Yes.
I think we changed a couple of units. I think JM obviously on Garrett's unit does a good job in front, but I put obviously a really big body in front with Oscar Spadna. We need to get pucks through. He's such a big body, he's 6'6". He's got to take away the goaltender's eyes. I thought we did a good job of in zone, but I think our zone entry and our puck decision, it's easy to run a power play when you get set up, but I think the main key on power play is realizing that it's not 2 minutes off. It's hard work. You have to work as 5, but puck retrieval. Puck retrieval is so big. If you can get a puck through and you can retrieve that puck, get it from low to high, get their PK running around. I think that's how you have success, and you have to work hard, obviously, to retrieve pucks.
Absolutely, and let's move on. Key number 3, real fast for the Wings, coming to town for the first time Saturday night.
I think it's Shortridge and Bitsakis. I think that's 2 of the top goaltenders in the league right now as far as stats go, and
best stats for goalies with more than 10 starts.
Yeah, so I'm guessing that's who they're going to go with, and then obviously Bits will be in net for us, but. I think when both those guys, are in the net, they give their team a chance to win. So obviously, we need Bitsy to